Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Let's Talk About It with Jaiden and Faith. Woo! Yay, podcast. Today, we are taking a quick break from our emotion series because it is the last Monday of the month, which means, that was my drum roll, we have a special guest. How, Jaiden, do we even begin to introduce our guest? She has been a part of our lives for so freaking long, has had the biggest impact on them. She's the best boss we could ever ask for, the queen of tenting it out in the wilderness with her husband, can just command a room like no other. And quite honestly, Jaiden and I would probably both run headfirst into a burning building to save this woman. Everyone needs a version of her in their life. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the podcast, please welcome our very first guest of season 2, Melissa Colman Taylor, because I don't know if she's changed her last name yet. Hi, Mel.
Stop. Did you just come up with all that, like, right now?
Oh, no, we have notes.
Okay. Wow.
She's like, that's impressive.
That's an epic intro.
I know, it's good, right? No, we're not that. We're good on this podcast, but we're not that good.
Oh, it's good. Thank you. That was the nicest intro ever.
Yeah, and you can listen to it whenever you want. Play it in the morning. Hype
That's
you
my
up.
alarm. That's my
Get
new
you
alarm.
ready for the day.
Yeah, have that as your alarm to hype you up.
I love it. It's a great idea. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you guys?
You know, living
Can't
the dream.
complain.
Can't
Yeah.
complain.
Can't complain.
Exactly. Jaiden, why don't you start us off? What's going on in your life? Tell us all the things.
Where do I even start for life updates? It's not my life update, but it's a friend's life update.
Sure.
My high school friends got engaged.
Yeah.
Stop it. No, I can't.
Yeah. Like, they've been dating for 7 years. So yeah, they just got engaged last night, and it was so cute. He had like a little pizza for her, and when she opened up the pizza box, it said, "Will you marry me?" Because that's how he asked her to be his girlfriend.
Full circle
moment.
Very good.
And it was just so cute. They're literally soulmates, so I'm so happy that they're together. I'm literally just so happy. I can't say anything else. I literally cried when I saw it, so I can't imagine how she felt.
Of course you did. Jaiden, what are you going to do when you get engaged?
I'm not going to lie. I talk to Connor about this all the time, but I'm scared. I feel like I'm not ready. Like, I'm
together forever.
I'm terrified.
I'm not terrified to be engaged to him. Not at all. Like, he is it for me. I feel like I'm not there yet. Like, I want to finish what I need to do as like an individual, and I want him to be able to do what he has to do as an individual before we can like enjoy each other's life together. Totally. I guess it scares me a little bit.
Do you think it's gonna happen anytime soon or not really?
I could definitely see it happening anytime, like now up until like I'm 25.
You think so?
I feel like the cap is 25. That like it'll definitely happen.
Hard cap by 25.
I feel like that's when it will for sure happen. But yeah, no, I definitely.
Wow.
What if I just said no? Like he asked, and I was like, no.
Yeah. It's been a great 7 years.
Yeah.
But this is the end. I'm gonna have to say no. Stop.
Like, everyone would be so confused.
Very confused. I do think, though, I need to probably meet Connor before you guys get engaged.
You haven't met him yet?
No.
What the heck
Isn't that wild? I know.
No, Mel, I tried to set this up. One day we were going to go.
Connor secretly just hates me, I think, because there's just always a reason.
No. We were all going to go to Vito's one night and have dinner. Connor was the one that was like, ask Faith, like, let's go out to dinner this day, da-da-da. And then one day, I think he got scheduled for work, so it didn't work out. The next day, he didn't feel good. And then Faith was like, no, I get it. He just doesn't like me.
I was like, he just hates me. It's fine. Noted, Connor. Noted.
So every single time, I'm like, oh, Faith, like, I'm going to Connor's house or whatever. Faith would be like, oh, okay, I hope he still likes me.
Like, tell him I say hi, I guess. We're still friends. I'm obviously kidding, Connor, because I know you listen. I know you like me. We got to go to Vito's soon. I haven't been in a while.
Doesn't he work at Vito's, Jaiden?
Yeah. So
go.
it's like our favorite spot to go to, and we get like little deals here and there, so it's great.
We love a deal.
Great.
We are frugal.
We love free food.
That's what it is. We love the free food. Very
Anyway.
exciting.
Yeah, can't complain.
Can't complain. You got your Wendy's cup over there.
I was gonna say, is that a big giant Wendy's cup?
This is what I drink my fizz out of, because it holds a lot, you know. So much.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Very
So
good.
And sustainable. Reuse your cups.
Reuse your cups.
Right.
Very good. What about you, Melissa? Anything exciting? How are those cats over there?
Honestly, they're not bad. They might show up while we're close.
Stay
know where they
tuned,
are.
everybody. Keep watching. You might
A special guest.
Special guest. Oh no, they're good. They'll probably stay away. During the day, they like hibernate, you know? And then
Okay.
at night, they just come out to bother us.
Doesn't one cat just follow you around everywhere you go in the house?
My black cat, she's just a bit of like a tag along. She just whines.
Perfect.
For what? Don't know.
She just
But-
loves you.
She just loves me, that's all.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
And how's Chase? I see he's walking a lot.
Chase is walking. He's doing a little fundraiser. So he works for Windsor Residence for Young Men. And they're doing like a fundraiser basically. So his little goal he's doing is he's going to walk 50K. And so he's
There's
just
so many kilometers.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm like, no, that's a long walk.
No,
No, for sure.
People have walked marathons and it's taken all day.
No, if you even think about it, even just running a 5K is like 22 minutes.
Yeah,
Just a 5K.
Like,
yeah.
holy smokes.
I know. I don't know. He did a 28K like a couple weeks ago, and he came back and he was like, "I'm gonna sleep forever now." Like it's a lot.
Yeah, and that's like just over half.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
bananas.
My feet would probably like die or something. right?
Absolutely.
I
You
just
need-
don't think I have the energy for that. Like,
Well, you think walking's not hard, but
There's always something different. Like, because I think about this when I go on walks. People walk every day of their life. But the
Mhm.
second you like go on a walk, all of a sudden your calves are burning. And it's like your heart's pumping and you're like, I do this every day. What the heck? But it's like the act of like doing a walk.
yeah,
So much
No.
more intense.
for sure. One time when we were in San Francisco, we walked I think we walked like 25K around the city, and I was wearing Converse shoes, like
The worst. The worst.
and I'm like, oh, this is fine. And then like we were like heading home, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die now.
yeah, just
And-
no arch support at
I
all.
changed my mind. It's not fine.
I didn't realize that we were gonna do that. It was so dumb. And the next day, I'm like hobbling around, like it killed me. But I
That's
think
crazy.
I think that was just the shoes, right? Like that
Probably. Yeah.
No,
you need
for
a good pair
sure.
of shoes for sure.
flash.
Well, We will put the link for Chase's fundraiser in the description and on YouTube and in the bio on the podcast. So even if everyone just gives like $5,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So let's support Chase while he walks 50K. Cheering him on from the sidelines.
Woo! Giving him all my spirit fingers right
You
now.
know what? If anyone can do it, it's Chase.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm gonna feel like he's gonna be doing his walk, and I'll just be on the side like ringing bells.
Liz is like, yay! Gets in her car, drives another 10 kilometers. Yay!
You have like the cups of water ready for him. Here you go.
Where is he?
Follow him
Where
on
is
my
he
bike or
doing?
something, you know?
That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. Biking 50K though, that's still a lot. It's the
Yeah.
number for me. 50 is just
I
that's
know.
a lot of distance.
It's a lot of distance.
For me.
I don't know where he's doing it yet. I don't think he's decided, actually. I think he's still trying to figure that out.
Jayden, we should go cheer him on.
I'm down. I'll
Make
grab a lawn
signs.
chair.
We should make signs.
I'll make t-shirts for us.
Stop it. It's out there. It has to happen.
We need t-shirts. We need
happen.
lawn chairs. We need snacks.
This is an open
We need
invitation.
signs.
Anyone that wants to come support Chase, send us a DM. We'll get your shirt size. We'll make it happen.
Yes. Yes.
Nothing,
I'm so
nothing like a little encouragement halfway through to give you a second jolt of energy.
God, absolutely.
That's amazing.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
So
Well,
check
Faith.
Yes, Jaiden? I was just going to say check our description because you can get the link for the fundraiser there. We're going to cheer Chase on, and woo, that's great.
Yeah.
Me, aside from just this not having a voice constantly, which is just turning into a new normal, all of my purchases came in. I made more. But they're all things I can teach in, so I figured that was a good reason for a purchase.
We did justify it that way.
Yes. Because it doesn't seem like a lot because I placed them on 3 separate days. And then I really thought about how much money I spent and I went,
What'd you buy?
a new pair of leggings that are on my body right now.
Okay. What brand?
Lulu.
Okay.
Duh. Because I'm wearing them. I wore them to teach last night and I'm wearing them again because they're the fast and free. So the material like is glued to you. And I lost a little bit of circulation yesterday when I was teaching. So I just got to stretch them out a little bit.
Literally, pull them out.
Lyrical started last class. It's 9:00, and I'm like, why does my thigh hurt? Like the outside of my thigh was like throbbing. I pulled my leggings, let the blood flow. We felt better. So we just got to stretch those out. I got a Lulu Align tank, which I have on right now.
Okay.
And bless you again. So dramatic.
I like how you dab me when you do it.
It's just like my instinct to go.
And then you just fell over. You couldn't do it. Couldn't stay up. I got this Align tank, which if anyone knows the Align leggings, it's a shirt in that material.
Oh.
So soft, will change your life. I got the last black size 6 online.
Very nice.
So that was nice. And then I just got like a black tank top to teach in because I sweat a lot, you know. So I just need a tank top. And then I was out of Arbonne Fiber Boost and Fizz and Skin Elixir, so I had to order more of that.
Stop.
And then I have to. I drink it every day. And then I got, see, Jayden, I got niacinamide for my face because, like I talked about last episode, the maskne is out of control.
Does it help your acne then?
So
Niacinamide?
technically, I found this Cosmo article, which I will also link, and it basically is like the ideal skincare routine. This like doctor of dermatology at Yale worked with Cosmo and made this like article and like linked like there's like an expensive product and like a manageable purchase product in each article. And I was reading, and niacinamide is actually for like dark spots and acne scars. You want like toner with BHA for your actual acne. So there's one on Sephora that is like decently priced that I want, but it's out of stock. So I'm going to order that because I don't have a toner right now. But the niacinamide, because I have like bumps on my forehead, worked. I did it last night. It looks better this morning. And it's the ordinary, so it actually cost more for shipping than it did to actually buy the bottle of niacinamide. So
a good BHA solution is Paula's Choice.
That was in the article.
It's a really good one, and
that
it's
was in
like
the article.
It's like $8 or something like that. So I definitely would look into that. But
maybe I'll check that one out.
Niacinamide is amazing. Like when I came home from California, I had all like pimple scars on my cheeks right here. And I think it was just from like the environment, like it was dry, the water was different there. So I was getting really bad scarring and pimples here. And the only thing that made it go away was niacinamide. And now I have like no more dark spots here. It's amazing.
And you know how I know it's really good? Our friend Nicholas told me he wants to try it because it's the new thing this year. Last year, apparently, it was vitamin C. This year, apparently, all the dermatologists are talking about niacinamide. And I was like, if I'm using it before Nicholas and he wants to try it, I'm clearly headed in the right direction.
I always say this on the podcast, but Skincare by Hiram, he put me on niacinamide back in like March.
Okay.
He has all the skincare tips. All of them. It's amazing. Like really go watch him if you want to know anything about skincare, like what ingredients are good for your skin and whatnot. Like I guess vitamin C is actually really bad for your skin because it's a super unstable like ingredient that like once it's exposed to the air, it's not like it starts to immediately go bad. So then it's like you're actually putting bacteria on your
and
face.
I know when you put any sort of like acid on your face, so like vitamin C, it's sensitive to sunlight. So if you're going to use any acid, you should use it at night.
Yes.
when you're sleeping.
Yes.
Something about the idea of putting acid on your face.
That's a very harsh word. I know.
Right.
It's a very harsh word.
Doesn't seem right.
So Nicholas bought me a bunch of ordinary skincare stuff for my birthday. I'm gonna be honest, I use it every night, but I don't really know what it is.
Okay, well, it's working because you have great skin. So
True.
I just go, I don't know the order, I mix it up. Just
Switch it up.
I don't know.
the one thing, and I feel like maybe this is common knowledge, but maybe people don't know, so I'm going to say it. The one thing the Cosmo article did say was the doctor was like, I don't care if you don't do anything else in your skin routine, but at least do like a double cleanser. So start with an oil cleanser and then do like a foaming cleanser or like a gentler one. And she's like, and then you can stop. She's like, but don't, if you're going to skip anything, skip everything except the cleanser.
They also say don't skip sunscreen, even in the winter.
Yes, in the morning. Sunscreen in the morning after moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skipping that. I need to put that in.
Oh, I don't have it either. I need to put it in as well.
It helps with like fine lines and like wrinkles and like anti-aging. And I'm like, wow, I should probably start.
Probably make that happen.
You gotta start young, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere.
You guys have no wrinkles yet though, so.
My face when I do that.
Fold your face in half.
Yeah, she didn't just lean forward. She had to move her eyebrows up to show her wrinkles.
But like, sorry, I'm doing the weirdest faces, but like I have little lines here and there because I'm very expressive with my face.
Yeah.
So then I get like little lines.
You are very expressive with your face. Now that
Very.
you say that, I'm like, yes. It's my voice in your face.
I'm always like,
That's what it is. Yeah. Nailed it. 100%.
I need to relax.
So good. I don't know when I just became a skincare, I don't want to say guru, but like
Skincare junkie.
skincare junkie, but like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And that's my life update.
Amazing.
Cool. Jayden, this is my favorite part about having guests.
Oh my gosh, Melissa, you don't know this unless you've listened to a guest episode before.
Well, I have.
Well, then you know what game we're going to play, do you?
Yeah, I do. I know.
We are playing the Do We Know Melissa Colman game. Faith and I wrote down 3 random guesses about Melissa's life, even though I feel like we know.
I was just going to say, you pretty much know everything, but here we go.
We pretty much know a
Yeah.
lot about you, but we really tried to pinpoint things that we were
We
just
tried to be
sure.
specific with you.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
So-
like, be hard on us. If it's not 100% right,
I will let you know.
we're wrong.
Okay.
So tell us if it's either true or false, and then whoever has more points just wins bragging rights. So, woo.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ready.
All right, Jayden, you start us off this season. Give us your first one.
My first guess. Melissa's favorite movie genre to watch is a psychological thriller.
Yes! You're right.
The worst choice of movie. That is my last choice.
No, that's
I
my
would
number
never
one.
choose it.
Number one.
Yes. Okay, I wasn't
Okay,
I wasn't sure because I was like, there's thriller, there's horror, but I'm like, no, psychological
How
thriller.
would you describe a psychological thriller?
I don't know, but it's that. It's a psychological thriller. It's not a horror.
Is it like The Blacklist? You know what The Blacklist is? That TV show?
like Black Mirror? I don't think I've seen Blacklist.
No.
Black
You should,
Mirror.
you should
like-
watch Blacklist, Mel.
A psychological thriller, is like Split.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, not The Blacklist. The Blacklist is more like kind of like gory things in the sense of like it's this like most wanted fugitive in the US that like is working with the FBI to like undercoverly discover all of these like blacklist super criminals that like
Well, I would like that too.
you
Yeah.
check it out. The Blacklist, there's 7 seasons, so it's a hefty watch.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, psychological thrillers are not for me.
What? Why?
No, I would rather watch a rom-com where I can laugh and cry and fall in love.
No, stop.
I don't like being on the edge of my seat.
I think I like to scare myself.
Same.
But it's
Probably.
kind of a weird thing, but I'm like, I don't know.
I love
But
it. Okay.
Yay, that's 1 point.
Very good. Okay.
Point for
This
Jayden.
is an easy I think this might be an easy one, but I also know you like both, so I don't know. Melissa would rather choose a vacation camping in the mountains and like camping than like going to like a beach resort or like a week in Mexico.
That's true.
Okay.
That's
Because
true.
I know you love a Mexico time. I know you love a tropical vacation, and I know you love camping.
I do.
But I think camping would win if you got to choose.
Absolutely. I agree. You know what it is that if I'm on a resort, I will likely get bored eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do the same thing every day, right? Like
Yep.
you're just,
Right.
But yeah, I would totally choose like an adventure.
Yeah.
Trip. You're right. 1 point for Faith.
Woo!
Tied 1-1.
We're tied.
Okay. Guess number 2.
Jayden, this is a good one.
Let's see if it's right.
Let's see.
If Melissa had all of the time in the world, because she's a very busy person, she would car trip all around Canada to see the most beautiful sights.
Yeah, 1000%.
Like a road trip. I feel like we would
Yeah.
almost expand it if Corona didn't exist. I feel like you would almost do like North America too. Like I could see you just road tripping everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I love to travel, so you are absolutely right.
Yes. And like
Go
I
ahead.
see you like sleeping in your car, just like living it that way. Maybe tenting one day if you find like a cute little spot. Like I just see you being adventurous that way.
Yeah.
Maybe
if you
tenting.
want. For sure.
For sure. We were actually looking at doing like a West Coast trip pretty soon.
Fun. I've
Amazing.
never been to the west coast of Canada.
I've never been anywhere in Canada except for
No, me either. I've been lots of places in the States, but I've never been anywhere in Canada. I would love to go. I hear the East Coast is just as beautiful too.
I know.
Mhm.
I have family there too, so we
The
want to
East-
do that, but there's the bubble now.
I was gonna say it's tricky right now because of the bubble.
Yeah. East Coast bubble. Yeah, you really haven't been anywhere. You hadn't even been to Toronto.
Okay.
Hey? There's
Yes,
something wrong
you're
with you.
right. But let's think of all the places I've been in America.
I know.
So many places in America.
But you're Canadian. You haven't even
I
been to
know.
Toronto. Not even close.
Well, now I have. Let's not confuse the listeners. I went last October.
For the first time.
For the first time, I went with Corey and Kent and Tawny and Laura and Holly, and we had a great time. Okay. I've been to Toronto now, everyone.
You're getting so defensive.
Relax. My gosh. Yeah, feeling personally attacked over my travel choices.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. So
Here's
Jayden,
one.
I changed this one.
Oh.
Because Jayden told me, she's like, you're going to get all of them right. And I was like, okay, we're going to make one more specific. Mel, you might need to get your phone to check.
Oh God. Okay.
Melissa has somewhere between 2,100 and 2,200 unopened emails in her Gmail inbox right now.
Dang.
Somewhere between...
You know this because you're on my email.
No, I haven't been since we sent all those emails in the summer.
You're right.
What number is it?
Well, how do I don't know on my phone. I can't really see. Let me see on my computer.
Okay, you guys, I am the person that cannot have like the one notification left up. This woman has thousands of unopened emails.
Wait. How many did you say?
Between 2,100 and 2,200. So I gave myself 100 buffer.
Okay, you're wrong.
Is it more? Yeah. Is it in the 3,000s?
It's higher.
Stop it. It's not higher. What's the number?
It's 4,000.
That's higher than the summer. The summer was 2,000. That's why I guessed in there.
I know.
Oh my God.
I go through and just delete. Like I always leave stuff because I'm like, okay, say I've like dealt with an issue, done. I don't need to respond, and they write back like, thanks. Like I won't open it, but I'll just leave it. So basically, that's 4,000 like thanks emails that have not been opened.
That's so funny.
1,000, you guys.
That's
4,000.
my work email. That's my work email. I don't even know about the other one.
No, that's the only one I counted because that's really the only one you use.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
you gotta take care of that.
4,000.
I know. It's bad.
Oh my
I
gosh.
never look at that number. I didn't even know.
And the only reason I do is because I'm the person that like mine has to be like cleared at all times. So when I opened yours for the first time, I went.
Did you have a heart attack?
I was like, okay. I was like, not my inbox. Not my inbox. Can't control it.
Not
Can't
my
control
inbox.
it.
Problem.
You know what,
Melissa,
Faith, you were on the right track.
I thought
Yeah.
I was high. I really thought you were gonna be like, no, just like 1,000.
I didn't realize it was that high.
Fun
I did
fact,
not-
everyone.
Oops.
4,000. Her husband is walking long distances, and Melissa's keeping emails forever.
Yeah.
4,000.
Especially if we looked at Chase email, it would be like 1.
Yeah, me
Like
and
he's
Chase are the same. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
for sure. Oh my God, 4,000. I can't get over that.
Oh dear.
That's
All
amazing.
I'm embarrassed.
Sorry, didn't mean to call you out like that. It's a great fact about you, though. Got lots of emails.
Lots of emails.
Lots of emails. All right,
Okay.
Jayden.
So my third guess, I have a bonus one after, but
Oh,
we'll say it after. So
Okay,
my
cool.
third one is Melissa's favorite holiday is Halloween. I wasn't sure.
Jayden's wrong.
Is it Christmas?
It's absolutely Christmas.
Ugh.
Jayden, that's a good guess, and I really thought you were going to get it right because I know how much you love dressing up for Halloween.
Mm.
Like, I know how much you love Halloween.
And you're just like a spooky gal.
And you're just spooky. Yeah, no, I think I used to like Halloween more when I was younger, but now it's like I never do anything for it. Do you know what I mean? Like all
Yeah.
we ever do is just dress up like 7 times for work, and then it's like,
And then it's done. Yeah, Jayden, was I with you when you were talking about how excited you were for Halloween?
I just love
And I was like,
any holiday.
I'm so neutral about Halloween.
Oh, I
like-
love it.
I'm just so like neutral. It gives me no feelings.
mhm.
No feeling.
Like it's October 31st.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like if I had like some sort of annual like party or something,
Yeah.
then I would be more excited for it. But like I never do anything.
Here's an idea.
Okay.
Pure Halloween party?
Staff party. Pure Halloween staff party.
It is on a Saturday, Halloween this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just saying. Kent Wilmore.
I like that
I'm
idea.
just saying.
But damn it.
Anyway, good
I
try,
was
Jayden.
debating. I was debating between Halloween and Christmas because I know you love gift giving.
Yep.
So I was like,
Kidding.
but it's fine.
Okay, Jayden, do your
Chocolate.
bonus now because your bonus is good.
Okay, I'll do my bonus.
your bonus
This is
now.
gonna be my redemption.
Yeah.
Maybe. So weird. If Mel could meet any like celebrity, it would be Carol Baskin. So she can figure out if she really killed her husband, because in your pastime you're like a detective.
Okay, I've never really thought about who I'd want to meet, but I feel like, yeah, I'd love to figure out.
You guys, let's be real. She did. Let's be honest.
Let's
Let's call it like it is. She did.
Yes, my redemption.
That's amazing. No, that's fun. That she does interest me. I just want to meet people like that because I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand people.
Exactly.
I feel like
Exactly.
you would just want to sit and talk with her just to figure her out.
I would love that.
Okay, so she's on Dancing with the Stars this season.
Which is so weird.
I was watching Dancing with the Stars with Candace, and Candace was like, Faith, I watched it already with Hunter, but like, you have to see how Carol reacts. Tyra Banks asked her a question, like, are you ready to, like, did you feel like you killed it on the dance floor? And Carol's response was this.
What?
That's it. That's all she did. She just
What?
awkwardly smiled and kind of nodded, but kind of shook her head.
Did she just get so nervous or something?
I don't know. I was like, can she not breathe? Because she just did a paso doble. Can she not speak to Tyra Banks? I was like, I don't know what's happening, but it was so awkward. And Tyra was like, oh, okay, let's get your scores. Like, it was so awkward.
That's awkward.
So awkward.
I wonder if it's like a trigger.
I don't know, but she killed her husband, and that's all I have to say about that. I'm convinced.
I love it.
I'm convinced. Did you guys know like the family of her husband that she allegedly killed took out a commercial during Dancing with the Stars.
What?
Took out a commercial during Dancing with the Stars saying like there's $1 million reward if anyone has seen or knows anything about the disappearance of their whatever. I was like,
that's wild.
stop. Wild. Bananas.
Ay, ay, ay. Well,
Okay. Jayden, you redeemed yourself. Good work.
thank you.
This is my last one. Let's see if I got it. If Melissa was only allowed to listen to one song
This is
for the
right.
rest of her 30s,
This is right.
she gets one song, that's it. The Dirty Beats playlist has to go. Everything else has to go. She would choose Rake It Up by Yo Gotti and Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was like combing through songs in my head as you were saying the question, and I landed right on Rake It
Yeah.
Up.
Because I was like, okay, I was like, Mel loves music. Let's do something with music. And then I was like, what's the first song she always plays?
Rake It Up.
Always. Rake It Up.
Minus the last verse.
Oh, so we would edit it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had it edited before. So I made a playlist for, I think it was Terry's wedding. And yeah, I had it edited out and then I put it on the playlist. I just can't stand that last
What's
verse.
the last? It's not the Nicki Minaj verse, is it?
No, it's, I don't
That's
even
the
know
best part of the whole
who it is,
song.
to be
Brought
honest.
out the pink Lamborghini.
No, that's the best.
That's the best part.
It's just the last. See, nobody even knows it because
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of music, though, you know what's really fun? I was using Spotify yesterday to teach, obviously.
Yep.
And I have all like my, like you can have friends on Spotify and it shows you when
Love
they're
that.
listening to music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have Melissa's at the top because you were actually listening to music. I'm like, oh, what's Mel teaching right now? And it was like ballet class.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, we're doing some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing
right.
some point in Chatham.
It was advanced point class. You're right.
Yep. It's just
That's
funny.
so-
And then like underneath was like Jillian, she was listening to a Lady Gaga song. Then underneath was Ian. He was listening to some country song. I was like, this is just so funny to see what everyone's listening to.
Yeah. That's
Does-
hilarious.
Now I have a question for you about Spotify.
Yes.
Does Chase listen to audiobooks on your account or is that you?
Yes, he does. So I get like, so he listens to my account. I'm annoyed by it because you know how Spotify does like your personalized playlist?
Yes.
Well, I get crap in there that I'm like, I don't like this. And then I realize it's because it's like taking in what Chase listens to.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah, because the one day I was looking at it, I was like, an audiobook? I was like, gotta be Chase.
that's him on his walk. That's what he does on his walk. Listening
Gotta be
to
Chase.
audiobooks when and he'll like put it on like right at like 5:30. Like that makes sense because I'm teaching. He knows that.
Oh,
So
dang
it
it.
comes through on the speakers at work. I'm like,
You're like, this isn't it. This isn't it.
oh, yeah.
I'm
don't
dead.
share
That's amazing.
Spotify with people. That's what happens.
That's amazing.
what
That's
happens.
like my Netflix account. Like Connor uses it, and now it's all like Avengers and
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, I just
Get
don't
this
want
outta
that. I'm like, no.
Amazing. Great game.
Great game.
Woo,
So
we got
fun.
it.
Oh, who won? I think Faith.
I got
won.
2.
Oh, you only got 2. And
I-
Jayden,
I had a redemption, so I kind
Very
of like
good.
I
Very
cheated the
good.
system.
Jayden, I think
but
I won the last one, so good work.
good work,
thank
Jayden.
you.
Good work,
Thank
Jayden.
you.
Jayden, I think we've each won 2 now.
That's pretty awesome.
Because I won Holly and Nick, and you won Taylor and Mel. So we're doing good.
Yay!
We're
That's
doing
pretty
good.
awesome.
Why did I say it like that?
We're very supportive of each other on this podcast, you know? Anything
Yes.
each other does, we love it. All right.
You know what? Enough chit chat. Let's just dive into how our weeks have been going.
It's time for the 3 G's, everybody. You know, the gross, the good, the great, and all the things in between of what happened this week or, you know, just something that we might have forgot to tell you last week that we want to throw in now. So I'm going to kick us off. So my gross, now I also feel like I'm really going to be attacked for this. So I would just like to let everyone know that like this is just my personal opinion. And if you feel differently, it's okay. I'm really angry summer's over. Because I don't like, not that I don't like fall, I hate the cold weather. So it's like when fall comes, you know that just winter is like so close after it. And like at least with the spring, we have the warm weather to look forward to. With the fall, you know it's just going to get colder. Like you could have a warm day in there, but it's just going to get colder. And like, I just don't like the snow. I just don't like the blizzards. And I just know it's coming. So I'm sad that summer's over. And I just put my hard top back on my Jeep, which means summer's really over. Now I can't take the top off. And, I guess I'll just be excited when it's April. See you then, I guess. Like
you're a summer girl. That makes
I
sense.
am. I am. Spring and summer is really when I thrive.
Yeah. Everybody has a season,
I do really well in the spring and the summer. I would agree.
I do really well.
I would agree. It's funny though, like, okay, so I do well in the spring and summer, but I have more fall and winter clothes, which is weird.
Yeah.
I think it's
switch it up.
Yeah, you would think because I love spring and summer so much, I would go overboard. But I think I buy more clothes in the winter to make myself feel better about the cold weather.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Retail
Little retail therapy. See the connection there?
Overcompensating.
It's like the cold sucks, but I have this really cute knit sweater that I can put on that will make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think is where my brain goes. I'm not mad about it, but
because you're warm and you have a cute sweater.
Exactly. And then it's just blizzarding outside, but we'll get past it. So my good, Jaiden and Mel, I think you guys can agree with me. My good this week is my sister's love and extreme talent for baking. She has just been baking up a storm, making all of these delicious treats that I've been sharing. And we don't usually have baked goods in my house, but like we've had pumpkin snickerdoodles, peanut butter blondies. She made just chocolate chip cookies. She did banana bread. She did like blueberry loaf, like just so many things. I'm not going to complain about it because she makes it. She has like one or two and then I eat the rest, which is totally fine. I should have kind of expected it when she asked for a KitchenAid mixer for graduation. But it's benefiting me, so it can take up all the counter space in the kitchen that it wants. Jaiden, this is the 13th time you sneezed. Are you okay?
I think it's dusty down here.
I'm going to tell you what I tell the kids in my class. You get 2 sneezes, and then that's it.
Then I'd be kicked out already.
It's my favorite. I tell them 2, and then they laugh at me. I'm like, you get 2, so use them wisely.
And that sucks for me because I sneeze in 3 sometimes.
Well, you get 2, so you're going to have to decide. I'm just kidding. You can have as many as you want.
Thank you.
But anyway, lots of baked goods. I brought some to the studio to share. And they seemed to, everyone was eating them up.
They went over very well.
My favorite was the snickerdoodle.
The snickerdoodle?
It was so good.
So good. I know, she can make you some more. I'll just tell her. She'll be like, okay.
Cool.
Takes like no time.
What's this Monday? What's our treat this Monday?
I don't know. She just like, Sunday night, she's like, what do you want me to make? And I said, you can just make more pumpkin cookies. And she said, I was thinking peanut butter blondies. So I think she just like goes on Pinterest and finds a recipe that she thinks is cool and then tries it out. So we'll all have to stay tuned. Hopefully I won't try to accidentally kill Lakin again this week. I offered Lakin one. There was chocolate in it. Didn't know she couldn't eat chocolate. Yes. First time wasn't by food though. The first was the lights in the room. I wasn't doing well on Monday. It was rough. Sorry, Lakin, again. I apologize like so many times. I didn't mean to kill you. And then anyway, we kind of talked about this already, so I'll go fast. My great this week is that the new music that I've heard this week has been straight fire. Like, the Biebs dropped a new song with Chance the Rapper called Holy. So good. Like, great vibes. It's in my lyrical warm-up playlist because it's like slow, but then Chance comes in and he's like rapping, but it's like lyrical rapping. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Check it out. Holy by Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper.
So good.
Sam Smith has a new song. Well, I don't know if it's new, but I just heard it for the first time called Diamonds. Fits perfectly into my jazz warm-up playlist. Kygo just put out a new remix of Donna Summer's Hot Stuff. Again, perfect for my jazz warm-up playlist. And like, I was just like, where's all this new music coming from? Which makes me want to circle back to Spotify because they have a thing called New Music Friday. Where they like curate a playlist for you from the artist that you like, and like it's just so good. So the music this week was just 10 out of 10. Everyone did great. Check out those songs. I played Holy in almost all of my classes yesterday just as an excuse to listen to it.
So good.
Do you have like class playlists on your Spotify? Like lyrical?
So I have a lyrical warm-up. I have a jazz warm-up. I have a hip-hop warm-up. And then I have like songs I want to choreograph to eventually, like all separated into genres. And then I have like all my combos that I do just in like one playlist on their own.
Okay.
And then I have a road trip playlist, which is basically like all of my favorite songs, and then a country playlist because look who you're talking to. Okay. We know Melissa doesn't like country music, everyone, just in case you didn't know.
And what about you, Jayden? Do you?
It's like there's like a couple songs I like, but I'm kind of the same way. I'm not fully invested in it. Hasn't wooed me yet.
No, I don't know why, but there's something I really hate about it.
About
And
what?
I don't know what it is.
About playlists?
As you're staring in the distance, there's something I really hate about it.
Something you hate about what? Spotify?
Country.
Country.
Welcome to the party, Faith. Country music.
Oh, I was like, Melissa, you're the one that told me to get Spotify.
No,
I was like, when did this change? Oh, country. No, country is very much like you love it or hate it. Like, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to force country on anyone. Jayden, I did show you a couple songs on the way home from London.
I didn't.
And you didn't hate them.
I like the like soul behind country. I like that part.
I will say, as much as like old school country is still a thing, a lot of country artists are doing a lot of like crossovers into either like rock or pop. Like The Middle by Maren Morris and Zed or whatever is technically like a country song. Technically.
Whoa.
But it's like a crossover into like pop and like all that stuff.
Okay.
So don't knock till you try it. Also, you guys, I just have to show you. Tell me Maren Morris isn't the most fabulous person in the whole world. Look at that. That's her cover. Yeah, I got a record player for Christmas.
What?
Isn't that like, look at that. And the record is yellow. I was like, you boss.
Work.
Okay. Maren Morris, check her out. She's great.
Amazing.
Anyway, that's my 3 Gs.
Those are great, Faith.
Thank you.
Great
you.
treat. Love it.
Thanks. All right, Melissa. Share with the people. They want to know.
What should I start with?
We like to go from gross to great, but if you want to mix it up,
Whatever you want, whatever your heart desires.
Okay, I'll start with gross. My gross this week was my sister leaving.
Yeah.
That sucked.
It's a very big gross.
Very big gross.
I agree.
So my sister lives in America, and she was over for, I think, a month, actually.
Yeah, it was a while.
Which was amazing. But yeah, she left last Saturday. So Friday. But that was the worst.
Yeah.
That was harder than expected. But
yeah. And for those of you that might have forgotten, the borders are closed right now. So when you come over from the States to Canada, you have to quarantine for 14 days. So like, even though she was here for a month, you probably didn't really see her during those first 2 weeks, right?
First 2 weeks, we didn't see each other. And then, then she stayed for a while after. So that was nice. But then, like, when you're just so in the moment and you're not thinking, and then that day comes and you're like, oh crap, like that sucked.
It's the worst.
That was the worst.
I guess it was nice that you were able to like spend time with her, and like you guys went on like a little camping trip.
Yeah.
On a weekend. So
yeah. It was awesome. It was just like incredibly hard to say bye.
Absolutely. And you guys have always like been together. It would be like the same for my sister. You know what I mean? Like until she moved away. And even when she did move at first, before Corona, all this crazy stuff happened, you could realistically see each other whenever you wanted.
Yeah.
Because you could cross the border right away. Like, it's not like she lives in like Montana,
No, she lives
like
30
it's Michigan. It's not even far.
Yeah, it's not far. Yeah, it's brutal. Like, you just take for granted, like, hard when you can see somebody, like, whenever you want, and then you suddenly just can't.
Absolutely.
So that was brutal, but we're recovering. We're on
the way up.
We're on an incline. We're good. We're going up.
God, that was brutal. But yeah, we're okay.
Good. That's what matters. We came out on the other side.
Yes. My good this week was I went apple picking. And
yes, you did. So close to my house too.
So close to your house. It was the best thing ever because anybody who knows me knows I spend a lot of money on apples week to week.
very much an apple person.
Very much an apple person, and like it's just so much money to buy like a Honeycrisp apple nowadays, and especially at Sobeys. Like you go to Sobeys and you're spending a small fortune for an apple. I have to do it. I have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get like anything less. Like it's just so good. So
No,
we went apple picking, and thank God, because I saved so much money.
we love that.
And Honey Crisps are your favorite too. So you were so lucky that you got so many.
So many. I packed a bag full. Like
you stuffed that bag full of apples. See,
Mhm.
I'm more of a red delicious kind of gal.
Well, that's just not right. Have you had
What's
Honey
wrong
Crisp?
with that? I love a crunchy apple.
Okay.
Like I love that when you bite into a
so
red
crunchy.
delicious, it's crunchy.
Okay, I'm bringing you a Honeycrisp
Okay,
apple.
I'll try it. I'm not opposed to trying it. I think we've always just had, I'm either red delicious and I also love a Granny Smith sometimes. I can do a green apple. I love a green apple. But I think those are just always the apples we have.
Yeah.
So I just never tried anything. So even when I buy them for myself, I'm like, oh, I like red delicious.
Okay,
And apples are expensive. You don't want to like try a new one. And then what if you don't like it? You just wasted $1 million.
I know. They're like outrageously priced right now. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring you in a Honeycrisp though. Your life is gonna be changed.
Okay, I would love to try a Honeycrisp. Stay tuned, listeners. I'll let you know how that goes for me.
You need to. They're amazing. Like by far the best apple.
Wow.
For
Okay.
sure.
Big talk.
Big talk. Only thing is, if
We'll
you
see.
get hooked on them, then you're screwed when you have to go grocery shopping and you have to buy them.
Okay, well, good news. I still live with my parents.
Mm,
So
lucky.
Gidge buys the groceries, but I can buy myself apples, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll take it right now. When I move out, though,
I
We'll
know.
have to
might
reevaluate.
change. Might change.
Yeah. They're like by far the most expensive in the grocery store.
Absolutely. That's how it works.
So that was my good. That was-
Yay.
My great, I think probably just like in general, just finally being able to be back at work. Like,
Yay.
Yes.
We
like-
agree.
It's like that one thing that we planned for and we've finally been able to follow through on it like
Yeah.
for once. So that's been like satisfying for sure. I mean it's a lot of stress, I would say.
Yeah, you definitely do more than we do. Melissa's our boss, everyone, if you missed that
Guys.
intro at the beginning.
She is like a super boss though. Like all the directors at Pure,
Superhero, all of them.
literally, like they go above and beyond to like make their like clients feel great, to make like their workers feel great. Like they just go above and beyond, like 24 hours around the clock. Like
Totally.
it's unreal.
It's because of them, you know, that when your kids come into the studio, they're in a positive, safe, clean, sanitary, so clean, you guys. So clean. I went into the Lakeshore studio, and the way the sun came in yesterday, you could see Corey had done some like sanitizing. There was like little like big blobs of sanitizer that like didn't totally disperse, and I was like, well, you know, we're clean. You can see it. It's right on the floor there. It's amazing. But yeah,
it's been nice to finally be back into some sort of a routine for sure.
yeah.
I mean, it is still crazy and it's a lot of stress, but I would rather be back, be with the kids, be with you guys, like have something to look forward to that way. So
Yeah.
Every time.
Amazing.
Yeah, every time I go into work, I'm always just like so happy and excited, and then I always just think about like people that hate their jobs, and I just feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like we are so lucky that like we work with our best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Like I think I was talking to Holly, and she was just talking about her cottage weekend that she took with like her friends from Toronto and all that stuff, and she was like, I forget that like I don't really text people a lot or talk to people a lot because I work with my best friends and see them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you're so right.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
I just feel bad for anyone that doesn't love their job as much as we do, because you're really missing out.
Yeah.
You're
honestly.
really missing out. Like,
honestly,
work isn't work.
No, work isn't work. I mean, it's still like hard, but it's a lot easier when your every day like consists of being around people that you actually enjoy.
Totally.
Yeah, we are blessed that way.
We are very blessed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Good work, Mel. Those were great.
Those are awesome.
Very good 3 Gs for the first time.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right,
Also,
Jayden.
Oh, my backdrop is slowly dropping to the floor.
We have an avalanche.
When we were setting up, Jayden was like, I thought it was going to look better. And I was like, kind of look like you got a mountain backdrop there. So
It's not, I was trying to go like full YouTuber, like cute.
Oh, YouTuber. What? Look at that. What?
full YouTuber. Jayden, I'm going to get you a green screen for Christmas.
See, if it was just like boop. Oh, no. You get what okay, now it's really declined. Oh God.
No,
You guys, we're going to get Jayden a green screen for Christmas.
Yeah,
And then she can put it there and she can have whatever background she wants.
absolutely.
Then I could because on Zoom you can add the photos and stuff to the back.
It would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Sounding better by the minute.
It's on my list. It's on my list. Okay.
All right, Jay, take us home.
I'm gonna go super quick through these.
Do it.
Gross. Hormones.
Ain't that the truth?
You know, the week before you start your period, when your skin starts to look like crap, and then you start to feel like crap, like everything is just like a slow decline.
Yeah.
Because currently, like, I've been feeling a little insecure and sensitive lately about like anything and everything. You could literally be like, your shoe's untied, and I'll be like, no, it's not. Okay. Like, I need to relax. Like, I really need to relax. So I looked.
I thought that was so funny. No, your shoelace.
So it all makes sense, guys, because I looked at my birth control packet, and it's the last week before I'm supposed to start my sugar pills. So that means I'm not crazy. I just got hormones.
Isn't that so funny when that happens? You're like, why is my face breaking out? Why am I angry all the time? Why am I doing this? And then it happens and you're like, oh.
And then you're like, okay, I'm not crazy.
There
like,
it is.
Makes sense now. Yeah. So it's the worst for any of my females out there who understand. But yeah, we're getting through it. We're getting through it.
It's the only way.
Be nice to Jayden this week.
Yeah, honestly. Oh my gosh. Melissa, you should have seen yesterday. Corey was telling Jayden that like one of the students that Jayden says was in her class wasn't anymore, like wasn't a student at Pure. And Jayden was like, what are you talking about? She's like, her name is this. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Corey pulls up studio director and like, sure enough, she dances at Pure. She just switched from Wednesdays to Thursdays. Jayden points at the screen. She's like, I told you. And I was like,
no, I was so sad because I was
we
like,
just have so much happening.
I was like, she doesn't like me.
Yeah, that's where our brain went.
I'm a terrible teacher. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God, you were just Jayden so loud and pointing, and Corey was like, "Oh my God," and I was crying.
No, because Corey's like, I didn't even know that this person switched into my class, and I was like, I told you. You said she didn't dance here. I told you. I was very passionate.
It was
about
amazing.
It was very passionate.
Those hormones coming in hot.
They're
Coming in hot.
coming in real hot. But it's fine. Going on to my good, because we're just gonna forget that even happened. I got my nails done last Friday.
They look very good.
They're very fun, and I forgot how much I actually like love getting a manicure, because usually I don't get my nails done. I'm like a nail biter. I hate having long nails, but I feel so put together.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm ready to conquer life.
Totally.
You conquered life.
Like
No, I'm with you.
I feel so put together. I feel like a boss lady. I feel like I could just get shit done.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
So shout out to Lena at Top Nails. You killed it.
Lena.
And she gives great hand massages.
Massages.
Got so relaxed.
Yeah, it was very relaxing. Very relaxing. But she was doing like a weird technique. She was like grabbing my finger and going like the most awkward feeling ever. It was like,
any of our podcast listeners, Jayden's just grabbing her finger and pulling it really fast.
yeah, she like,
and then moving on.
she lotioned up and was just like, boop, 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 but like so quick. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that, but
Must have been good.
it felt great. So Lena, you're the best.
I'm with you though, Jayden. That's the one thing I spend money on every month. I get my nails done once a month.
Yeah, I think I'm going to make it like a thing now.
Mm-hmm. I'm the person, like, I don't do the regular hair appointments every 6 weeks, you know? Like, I'm the one that goes like 9 months and I'm like, oh, my hair's super dead. Maybe I should cut it off. Like, you know, the nails though is the one thing, and I go to the same girl every month. That's the one thing I'll spend my money on. It's like $30.
The
Yeah.
last time I got my nails done was for Holly's wedding.
So last year.
Year.
Literally a year ago. Great. Love it.
But that was me. That was pretty much me too. And then when I went back in, she was like, were you here before? And I was like, yeah, like last year. She goes, I remember you. And I go, oh, this is great. We know each other.
We know. You're in. You're in.
We're in. So we're best friends, but it's fine. I guess I'm just going to continue to my grade because I'm just babbling now. Babbling. My grade is, this is hilarious because it's literally the opposite of Faith, but that's okay. Fall season! Woo!
You are a fall girl.
I'm obsessed with fall season because I love the cooler weather. I love cozy sweaters, fuzzy socks, hot chocolate, scarves, and apple orchards.
Yeah.
The apples seem to be a recurring theme in this podcast.
I
love it.
They're amazing.
It's very on brand for both of you.
Very on brand.
So Connor and I are thinking about going to an apple orchard this weekend, and I'm just so excited because for me, it always just kicks off the fall season for us, and we just love apples. So super excited about that, and I can't wait to just enjoy the day with him and everything.
Yeah, that's going to be so fun. Where are you guys going? Do you know?
We always love to go to Teeson's.
The classic.
Yeah, we love it. We've been going for like since 10th grade. We've been going there, so it's kind of like a little tradition now. So we just want to keep going there. Yeah.
And I just where you get to take a carriage ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Teeson's is great. I just also would like to say, like, I don't hate fall, everybody. Fall's fine. It just leads to winter, which is what I hate.
Faith is going to get canceled.
I know. But the thing is like, if everyone knows me, that wasn't English. Let me try again. If anyone knows me,
Everyone knows me.
You guys know that I'm like, let's call a spade a spade. I'm probably like your textbook definition, like basic white girl. Let's be real. I love Starbucks. Okay. Yeah. MacBook, Apple phone, everywhere. Mm-hmm. I drive a Jeep. Like I rock Lulu all the time. Like it's very much me. So you would think I would just fall right into this trend of loving fall. I love a blanket scarf. Got 6 in my closet. So don't get it twisted. Love that. Mm-hmm. I just can't get behind the cold weather. That's what it is.
Well,
and that's just my defense on that.
I guess
Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. I'm one of you. Don't cancel me.
I'm one with everybody. But the ultimate white girl test. Do you have Uggs?
Oh,
in my closet currently? I've had them before. I've owned them before.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah.
Then you're officially basic white girl.
Yeah.
Are those still popular though? Are they?
I think they're still popular. A lot. Everyone really loves the Ugg slippers.
Ugg slippers are really popular.
That are like sandal-ish and fluffy.
My sister has a couple pairs. She likes them. Not Uggs. They're like an off-brand one. Mm-hmm. I have thrown those on to drive somewhere quick before.
Mm-hmm. They're so fluffy.
So
yeah, people wear them as shoes, which I find hilarious.
Love it. I love it.
Wow.
Amazing.
We just went 7 different directions, but we came back. Here we are.
Came back.
That was great. Good
that
work,
was awesome. Jay. Good 3 Gs from everybody.
Very good.
Love it. And then now
let's get into
time It's time to dive into the deep part. What you guys are really here for this episode, our fizz and our feelings. The time of the pod where we sip on our tasty fizz in a Wendy's cup and dive deep into our feelings. So today we're going to be talking about anxiety and how we deal with it. The tips, the tricks, the coping mechanisms, and maybe even some stories. So
we'll see what happens.
Let's just dive right in. And the funniest thing is I'm getting anxious as before I'm about to read how I deal with anxiety. So, it's just fitting. It's
a very vulnerable topic.
Yes.
Very vulnerable. So.
For sure.
I'll just expose it all here.
We're about to lay it all out on the table. Here we go. I've always identified anxiety as the fear of the unknown, because for me, it truly is a fear of not knowing how a situation is going to pan out, or even a feeling of not knowing how a person feels about me, my personality, and my character. So it's truly an internal struggle of going into a situation blind and really hoping it's going to turn out one way, but obviously not knowing how it's exactly going to go because it hasn't happened yet. And I struggled heavily with anxiety in 10th and 11th grade, which I think is why I'm so anxious to begin with to talk about it, because I've felt all depths of it. And back then, I didn't know how to cope with it because it was an entirely new, disruptive, and debilitating feeling. I almost felt like I was trapped inside a dark box, and I knew I had to get out of it, but I just didn't quite have all the answers. Like I could see little spurts of light coming in, but it felt heavy, it felt dark, I felt trapped. So I just kind of felt helpless, and I knew what I was feeling wasn't reality, but the thoughts were just so intoxicating that they really started to feel real, which I think is actually insane what the power of your brain can do.
No, it's crazy. The fact that
crazy.
You consciously know that what you're feeling is a little bit ridiculous and not true, but you can't push past it and stop feeling it.
Yeah.
To have those two opposing thoughts where you understand it's not right, but it's it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how much you understand it. It's just this one wins. It's crazy.
It's crazy what the brain, just what I said, the power of your brain. It's really, really insane. But the moment I gained the courage to start opening up about my anxiety, by talking to my parents, I went to a therapist to talk about it. Certain friends, because I find not everyone is going to understand anxiety, because not everyone feels it to certain capacities as others. So I was very selective about who I opened up about it. So I felt understood, and so I felt heard. But the moment I did open up about it is when it started to lessen in severity, because I started to learn that, yes, what I'm feeling is real. The feeling of anxiety is real, but my thoughts are not who I am. So what the anxiety is telling me isn't true. It's not reality. Because I am not my anxiety. I had to keep reminding that, my anxiety does not define me as a person. And I struggled trying to understand that for a while, because I truly thought that whatever my brain was telling me is what was real, was who I was, and so on. But I learned that that's not always the case. And especially when it comes to anxiety, it is not the case. So just one personal example is, I would always get anxious around big groups of people because I didn't want to say the wrong thing and then be judged, or I didn't want to look dumb and then get laughed at. So it was like a vicious cycle. You just never wanted, you wanted to be able to see the situation and know how it was going to pan out, but it's not like that all the time. And I still feel like this sometimes, even around my friends today. And it's just something that I've learned to cope with, and I'm slowly trying to grow out of. And I think it totally stems from the fact that I struggle when people don't like me. As we all talked about, that one student moved out of my class, and I was like, wait, why? So yeah, it totally stems from the fact that I struggle when people don't like me. Like, I would always get anxious in big groups, like I said, because I just wanted everyone to like me. I wanted everyone to have fun when they were with me. I wanted to just make everyone feel good around me. And I would get upset if they weren't enjoying their time with me, or if they didn't decide to hang out with me first, like really stupid things. And I would always be like, oh, well, this is my fault. Like, I should have been a better friend to them. I should have been more outgoing. I should have did this. Like, I need to do better. And it was just very self-deprecating.
Which is,
Very self-deprecating.
Jaiden, like a really interesting avenue for you to take, because I find so commonly a lot of problems, and like I've seen this like doing my placements at like the high school, is people have the total like literal opposite end of the spectrum approach of like they are doing everything correctly and the rest of the world is the one that's wrong. You know what I mean? And they almost have not like reverse anxiety, but like they don't think they're doing anything wrong, so they're not willing to change inside. They're waiting for the world to change and be better for them. It's interesting how it's just like a total like 180, like not the same. The same, but not the same.
I think I've totally felt anxiety that way as well, but more so I feel it where it's like, well, I could be doing better. Well, like, why doesn't that person like me? Like, why am I not as outgoing as this person? Why can't I do what that person's doing? Like, I think for me, my anxiety is very self-deprecating. Yeah. If I could describe it in one word, it is self-deprecating. But as life goes on, you begin to learn that you can't control every situation in your life, and you especially can't control others. So 10 out of 10, it's better to just go with the flow and trust yourself and how you're feeling in any given situation, whether that's sad, anxious, whatever. Just trust that feeling, feel it for a second, and don't try to be the opposite of it. Just be 100% authentically you, and try not to care or stress about the things that you can't control. That was a big thing that I always had to remind myself. Why am I going to stress out about something that I can't control? Like, I'm wasting my energy on nothing, essentially. Like, it's just, there's no point. There's no point. Yeah. If you can control it, okay, try to problem solve, try to figure it out, do what you got to do. If it is completely out of your control and there is nothing you can do, why waste your time worrying about it? It's in the hands of someone else. You can't do anything more than just deal with it and move on. So I guess
I'm a big culprit of that. I will say.
I still do. I still do it today.
Yeah, even I think, and my issue, I don't even want to call it an issue. My thing is because I'm always in control. I have a hard time relinquishing that control and like being okay with others having more control in various situations. Yeah, so I have a hard time with like and I have to constantly remind myself, like, just because you're not in control doesn't mean like bad things are gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. Like all that stuff. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, and I feel I had to like remind myself that too. Like, always tell myself, I can't control it. It's out of your hands. Let it go. Mm-hmm. So I'm right there with you. And still today, I feel that way too. So we'll get through it. But we'll get through it. But just some tips on how to deal and or cope with your anxiety. I have like 3 major ones that I found really helped me and still continue to help me to this day. And my first one is be vocal with how you feel. And I know it can be scary to open up. I know you can feel like a little bit overwhelmed to tell someone because you don't want to put it out into the universe. You don't want to tell someone that you feel this way because then it starts to really become real. But don't be ashamed about how you feel. You're human. We all have emotions. We all feel certain ways, and like it's totally valid. But by opening up to someone and asking for help, that's the moment when you can start to grow and become better and feel better. And I know the moment I went to therapy and talked to just an unbiased person about how I was feeling, it gave me a whole different perspective and really opened up my eyes to how silly some of my thoughts were. And yes, they were silly, but because, I don't know, anxiety can be a little crazy sometimes, but they also made me feel like I wasn't dumb. Like I wasn't insane. Like I felt understood and I felt heard. And I think sometimes even the moment like I just said my thoughts out loud, it really helped me rationalize them. So if that works for you, maybe give that a try.
Yeah.
And then my second one is to just breathe. Like find a good breathing and meditation technique that works for you to just help you settle down, get grounded, and ease your body and mind. My favorite one is I take my hand and I trace it with my opposite finger. I just trace my hand like up and down like this. And then as I'm doing that, I breathe in as I go up my finger, and then I breathe out as I go down. And I make sure I go nice and slow until I'm all the way done tracing my hand. And if I need to do my other hand, great. I just find like that breathing and that physical touch is a huge pacifier for me in situations when I'm feeling anxious. It just kind of, it calms me down. It's like, oh, like I'm here, I'm good, I'm present. Like, let's relax for a second.
Jaiden, have you ever heard of square breathing?
No.
This is one that, because mental health is such a big thing in high schools right now, one of the first techniques they teach someone if they're having like anxiety is square breathing. So you like look at your finger and you like inhale when you draw your line up, then you hold it for 4 seconds. And as you hold it, you draw your line this way. Then you exhale as you go down, and then you hold it for 4 seconds and draw your line this way. And you just watch yourself make the square or the rectangle as many times as you need.
Yes, because most times with anxiety, it's just the fact that like you're too in your head and you need to like come back to being present. So whether that's like a visual pacifier, a physical pacifier, like whatever it is, you just got to do whatever's going to like relax you for sure. I really like that one. And then my last one is called the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. And this one's my favorite one. And I used this the most out of any single one of these methods. And you just acknowledge 5 things that you see around you, 4 things that you can touch around you, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Because like I said, a lot of time with anxiety, you just need to distract yourself from the feeling and thoughts in your head. Like you're so stuck in your brain that you just need to be grounded back into the present moment in order for you to feel at ease, because we're getting too caught up in the past, the future, that we just need to zone it back in and become grounded. So I just find that was like a great method for me. And I guess if I could sum my thoughts up in a couple of sentences, it would be, your anxiety is lying to you. Yes, the feeling is very real, but you are not your anxiety. You are okay. You are loved. You are important, and you will get through this. Just take a breath, focus on being present, and know that this feeling is only temporary. You got this, girl or boy or whoever.
Great.
Yeah.
That was a great start, Jaiden. That was a great
Thank you.
first thought. You're welcome. They do the 5-4-3-2-1. That's another technique they use in high schools a lot.
I just find it so helpful.
Yeah, it's interesting to teach that in high schools now. That's nice. Like,
yeah. So my experience when I did, my experience when I did my placement was I did half my time actually in my science class, and then I worked with the learning support teacher for kids with IEPs. But a lot of times, because she was just such a prominent figure in the school, anytime kids were having mental health issues or whatever, they would go to her room. And then Essex was lucky enough to have a wellness room, which is basically like there was coloring pages, there was puzzles, it was like dim lighting, nice couches that like, and there was, so instead of a teacher on their prep having like to watch the detention room, they would watch the wellness room for half the period. It was like worked out with the principal. So kids could go there, and there's like books and things on the wall that like have different like coping mechanisms and all that stuff. And so a lot of the kids I worked with had anxiety and other mental health things. So we really like talked about coping mechanisms and like found those strategies that work for them. And that 5-4-3-2-1 one was like a really big one they used. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they're doing that. That's like so important.
So important. And even now they're starting meditation in grade schools. Like you have like 10 minutes of meditation every single day, which I think is awesome.
Yeah. Another thing we did was Essex has this thing called Tutorial Wednesdays, where each Wednesday it like rotates a different period before Corona, and like the teacher's not technically allowed to teach anything new in that period. It's supposed to be like a review or catch up. but the student success teacher has like a sign-up sheet outside of her office. And for the first 10 minutes of tutorial that Wednesday, you can go to the gym and meditate for 10 minutes. And then they
That's
can like go back to
awesome.
their class after. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty
love
awesome, the things that they're doing now, which is great because it's what is needed in schools, right?
100%.
For sure. Everybody's got like crazy anxiety nowadays.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
But Mel, I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
I'm like, when you guys told me what this topic was, I'm like, oh God, they're asking the wrong girl.
Jaden picked it. Jaden picked it.
I did. Because I remember our drives to Chatham all the time. Sometimes you would pick me up at Walkerville and we would chat, and you always gave me the best advice about anything, like my anxiety, like whatever I was feeling. So I was like, this just hits home, and I want to hear Melissa's like thoughts on it. So that's why I picked you. Well, we picked you for this, and I picked the topic. Yeah.
Well,
There's no wrong answers on the podcast.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I have struggled with anxiety for sure. I think like around my 20s until now, I've like really battled with it. Through high school, I was completely fine, which is different than nowadays. Everybody in high school is like completely anxious, like crazy.
Yeah.
I was fine. I found like entering into like adulthood really triggered like my anxiety kind of spiraling a bit. And I like what I was saying to Faith, like that they're teaching coping mechanisms now in high school, like that probably would have helped me.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I feel like when I was in my early 20s, nobody talked about it. It's just like nobody knew how to deal with it back then. So I feel like I've kind of just now come into my own and kind of figured out, okay, like this is how I should be dealing with it. So I have battled with it. That is absolutely for sure. And I'm not even sure like what my anxiety like surrounds. Like it kind of just, it's everything. It's like social, 100%. I've got social anxiety. Like I'll worry there's like a party or something, and for some reason like I'll get so anxious about it and feel like I don't want to go.
Same.
But
Yeah.
and it's so weird because like once I'm there, I'm like a social butterfly. I'm like, woo, like this is amazing. Like it's just like weird anxiousness that I feel beforehand when it comes to social interaction, which I just find so weird because once I'm in it, like I don't feel like I'm an anxious person.
I can relate to that, Mel. I have a lot of, I don't want to call it anxiousness because it's not debilitating, but like nervousness and apprehension towards like when I get there, it's fine, but it's like, where do I go when I get there? Where do I park my car? What door do I go in? Do I knock or do I just walk in? It's like little things like that. That's what it is for me. Yeah.
Yeah. The initial part of any social interaction, I'm like, oh, like I don't want to do it.
Or even sometimes if I have to go to the bathroom, I don't want to ask, hey, where's your bathroom?
Yeah.
Like I get nervous, like, because I don't want to get up from my seat because I'm comfortable where I'm sitting.
Yeah. So I definitely have a bit of social anxiety in me. I mean, and it's not terrible though. It's like just there, and I deal with it, and I just kind of rationalize in my brain like you're being an idiot. Like just go, you're fine. And so it's not like debilitating or anything like that, but I definitely have a bit of that. I do feel like my anxiety personally, the biggest thing surrounds like productivity, like with work. Just always feeling like I need to do more, and then working myself to a point where I'm mentally exhausted and then I need to like take time to recover, which is a terrible thing to do. But I definitely experience burnout often. And I feel like it has everything to do with my anxiety. And like when I'm in those modes where I'm like, go, 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 like I got to do everything. And then all of a sudden, like I'll have a moment where I'm not doing anything and I will crash and I'll just be like, I'm out. Like I can't do anything anymore. So I'm trying to figure out how to manage that better. And I'm still not perfect with it. But that's definitely where like the most the biggest part of my anxiety comes into play is just productivity and work, and like worrying that other people are thinking I'm not doing my job great, or not doing it good enough, or not working hard enough. And I don't know why I think like that, because honestly, I work my ass off.
Yes, you do.
You are like the hardest working person I know.
But I totally get it. You're in a position, it's not like you just have to go in and teach dance, right? Like you're responsible for so much more of anything that goes on at that studio, that like if anything like slips, and not that it does, but if anything slips, it feels like it's going to fall on your shoulders because it was your job.
Yeah.
To have everything.
Yeah,
done.
I think it's
I
that.
totally get that.
It's the weight of being responsible for, like last year we had like upwards of 800 clients. So there was that. And then we had a staff of close to 30 plus. So being responsible for them. And then being responsible for like my small team of directors that I work with. It's just like a lot of people that you feel like you're connected to and you have a responsibility for. And how to manage all that, it can be incredibly overwhelming.
Totally.
Luckily, like you guys, like our staff is insane. Like if we didn't have the staff we had, I don't know how we would do this. It's too much. So we're lucky that way, but it can become incredibly overwhelming. But yeah, so that's, I think, where the most of my anxiety comes into play. And I know I don't deal with it well because I have those like crashes. I don't know if you guys ever have that. You're just like,
I feel it. I know what you mean. Like your one day off comes and then you're like, I can't get out of bed. I can't do anything.
Yeah. Right. You feel totally okay in the moment. And then you just crash. And I have that, I think probably at least like 3 or 4 times a year. I will go through a period where I'm like burnt out and I'm like mentally exhausted and I cry over everything.
Yeah.
Just like, Jesus.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. So I know
100%.
I know I don't handle it well. So I'm still trying to work on that, to be honest with you.
But I feel like that's something that like is always going to have to be worked on. You know what I mean? Like it's never, because like you might master it like this year, let's say, for what your schedule is. And then like the summer's going to come and it's going to change. And then the next season's going to be different. So like it's always going to feel like a constant uphill battle, but like, you're definitely not alone.
No, I know that. That. I feel like every single person in the world has anxiety. And if they don't, like, you're pretty much like a psychopath. Like, you know what I mean?
You're crazy. Yeah.
Like, you're crazy if you don't have some sort of anxiety about something. Like, you're insane to me.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not alone in it. And I am around people that have it 1,000 times worse. So so the way I deal with it, not well, like I said. I need to do like some of those methods you guys were just talking about.
They're so helpful. So helpful.
I need to do that. Yeah, the things that help me, I think when I have people give me like a reality check, honestly, I think that really does help me. Like Chase, for example, like if I'm feeling like super down and I'll tell him what I'm feeling bad about and he'll just be like, honestly, that's dumb.
Yeah. And you're like,
if someone tells me like you're pretty much being an idiot, like that actually does snap me out of it. And I know it's harsh, but it's like, all right, yep, you're right. Like that's enough.
Yeah, but that works for you. That's perfect.
Yeah. And it's just that like reassurance from someone else, like someone not inside your head being like, no, like you're being dumb. And then you're like, okay, yeah, I'm being dumb. I just need to hear it from someone different.
Yeah. I enjoy a good reality check.
No, honestly.
It makes me laugh too.
You're like, yeah, you're right. Amazing.
So that's great. Writing things down helps me. Like I always have to have a list of things that I eventually need to get done, or else they just swim around in my head and I'm like, nope, that won't work for me. So writing things down for sure helps me. When I have a like cohesive team at work, I'm golden. I'm set. Like when we're all working well together, when we're all respectful of each other, when we allow each other to make mistakes, I'm great.
Yes.
Right? When that goes away, that's when I start to crash. But I'm lucky. Like I said, we have a great people that we're working with. So
yeah.
And then another thing that I found really helped me is just understanding, like, I can't control what other people think. I can only control how I react and how I think. So that's really helped me in the last couple of years, like a bit of stoicism, really. It's just like, you can't control others' thoughts or feelings. You can only control yourself and how you react to them.
Yeah.
And so just always reminding myself that, like, I'm in control of the way I feel about this situation, and go from there. Right. So whenever I'm feeling like super emotional about something, I always kind of check myself back. Like, no, you're in control of the way you react to this. So like, deal with it the right way type thing.
Yeah.
And kind of just having like that mindset where, yeah, you have to just let go of what other people think, because in the end, it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
It does not.
I always say this on the podcast, but like, what other people think about you is not your business.
No,
It's not your business.
Exactly.
Mind your business.
Exactly. Mind your business, and really just like focus on those main people that are important to you in your life.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said, like just the sheer number of people that I feel like I'm responsible for is very overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
So if there's a chunk of those people that are upset with me, if they're not like my husband, my mom, my dad, my close family, my staff, my close staff, and my close friends, let it
You're
go.
good. You're good.
Exactly.
That you can't please everybody.
No,
I
absolutely.
do. I feel like my anxiety really is just like Jayden's, like she said, like, you're a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like it when people around you are feeling good and having a good time. And if they're not, you really take on that emotion and you try and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am the same way, but I have learned that, like, I cannot do that. I just can't do it. It's impossible. So
Yeah.
just taking care of the people around you that are very close and doing the best you can for everybody else. That's just kind of how I have to live my life, or else it becomes all too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Totally.
Too much. So yeah, that's kind of how I deal with things. And again, like, not well. I don't do it very well, but I try. But
I think when it comes to anxiety, does anyone really do it well, though?
I was just
You
gonna
know what
say
I mean?
that.
oh yeah, I feel like my husband does.
It's
Chase.
because it's Chase. You guys, Chase is just this mythical creature that just knows so many things and can do anything.
Wait, that sounds like my brother. He is just like so chill and so calm about nothing bothers him.
Yeah.
He's just so smart, randomly so smart, but just like nothing bothers him. As cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, it's good to be around people like that, because I think I definitely model his behavior when it comes to, like, if something is done that hurts him, like, he's able to rationalize it and not take offense, like, ever. And I'm like, huh?
That's a very impressive trait.
Yeah, so I try to do that in my own life as well. So it is good to be around people like that know how to deal with their anxiety well.
For sure.
Surround yourself with people like that.
Absolutely. I think that's big. I think your circle plays a really big role.
Oh, really?
There's a bunch of, obviously, like, external factors that you can't really control, but you definitely control who's around you and the energy you surround yourself with on a daily basis.
Oh, absolutely.
And that plays
Without
a
doubt.
massive role.
Without a doubt.
And
it's environmental. Like, whoever you're around, whatever environment you're in, is what you're going to become.
And if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, dang, I need to do better at that, like, don't feel guilty for cutting people out of your life. That's the one thing that I would say within the last year, because when they're around for a while, you feel obligated to keep them there and keep those relationships up. But if they're not positive and they're not serving you, don't need them.
That's a really hard thing. But you have to, like I said, like, I have not cut people out of my life, but I've cut the strong, like, tie with them where I feel like I have to please them. And I've had to do that, or else I just drive myself insane.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
you
it's
have to like
hard.
loosen your grip sometimes.
Loosen the grip for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. Like that's the most difficult thing I find, but it does help.
Yeah, it's hard. For
Yeah.
sure, it's hard. But
Absolutely.
once you push through the tough stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the other side's going to be a lot lighter.
And
A
can
lot
I add
lighter for
one
you.
more anxiety?
Yeah.
Mice. I am anxious about mice all the time. And this could be a phobia, which
Not
is
where I thought that was going.
no. I think maybe is a phobia, or so, I don't know what it, but like I am always anxious about seeing a mouse. I'm just like low level anxiety all the time about it. Like,
Is that like a mouse is just going to be in your house?
yeah. If I see something like in my like side vision on the floor, my heart rate, like I sweat and I feel like I could maybe faint.
Oh no!
I think that's definitely like a low level anxiety caused by a phobia. And then like, oh my God, I don't want to be there the day it happens.
How do you get rid of that? How do you deal with that? With that?
I have
don't
no
know.
clue.
That's new. That's a new one. That came up around last year.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Just all of a sudden, or did you like see a mouse and now you're like, I don't want it to happen again?
You know what happened in my house? I had a mouse in my house. Did I not tell you guys this?
I don't think so. Did your
Oh.
cat bring it to you?
God, maybe like I just.
She blocked it out. It was so scarring, she blocked it out.
Oh, okay, so the winter weather came last winter, and this is an old house that we're in. And I had some mice. Okay, I had a mouse the first day. My cat killed and like dissected it in the kitchen. It was in the morning. I woke up and I like just about barfed. I had to clean it up because Chase was at work. Okay, I thought maybe this is a one-time thing. Nope. The next morning, okay, another dead mouse in my cat's mouth.
Because they bring it to you because they're proud that they killed it.
Yeah. Now we're calling the exterminator. Okay, so they can't come for a week. So I'm like ready to move out.
Bags are packed.
Bags are packed. We're out of here. Then next morning, I'm in the kitchen and I swear to God, a mouse runs across my foot.
Wait, I do remember this story, the across the foot part.
Okay, well, this explains why you have anxiety about it.
Runs across my foot. I'm crying. I'm like, I lost my mind. Like I lost my complete mind. I don't know.
My God.
Something in my brain that like switches where I lose my composure and I'm crazy.
A mouse across your foot might do that.
Okay, sure. But just so confused. The mouse has so much space to run.
Because my cat was chasing it. I heard my cat's like pause and I'm like, what is my cat just knocked over something.
I thought it was another mouse. I was like, you guys.
No, see, this is like a little cat box here that Jayden made, and she just knocked it over.
Super good.
Yeah, I was talking about mice, and she got excited, I think.
Oh, no.
Anyway, don't know. This is a new phobia / anxiety thing.
Just a constant anxious feeling.
If we find a mouse in the studio, then we're moving again.
Oh my goodness.
We're moving again.
That's all we can do.
Oh my gosh. Wow, Mel, great feelings.
Great feelings.
Great feelings. All right. I took a little bit of a different approach, so I'm going to try to keep it nice and quick because we talked about some great stuff. I just got a little story, and then I have a little opposite perspective to give because we love that. We love a different perspective. So I never used to think that I had anxiety. I never used to think there was anything that could cause me to fall into that like flight mode instead of fight mode. And this all changed after I experienced, I didn't personally experience the accident, but it was in my close circle back in January of 2013. Not sure if any of you guys remember, but on January 31st, 2013. There was a big blizzard. There was a massive pileup on I-75, which is a highway in Michigan. And because of the bad weather, big car accident. And one of the members of my dance team, who was 9 at the time, was actually involved in the accident, ended up passing away. I remember the day. It's like ingrained in my head. I had an in-car. My dad picked me up. I could tell something was wrong in the car. I thought it was maybe about my uncle because he had cancer. We get home. He sits me and my sister down. He tells me. My sister is immediately bawling because she was, I think, around 11 or 12. So like she understood what was happening, obviously. I just got up, walked to my room, shut the door in my room. I didn't start crying right away, but I kind of was just like pacing back and forth. And then my friend called me from school. She was crying on the phone because she lives on like a country road. So she had kind of hit some ice and spun. So she was freaked out about that. And then she was like, "You don't sound okay." And then as I told her, that's when I started crying. So this happened on a Thursday. We had dance on Friday. They were bringing a grief counselor in. And I remember walking into the studio, and I was a senior at the time. I was in grade 11. And I remember Maya Gravel, who was a baby at the time, running up to me and just like bawling. And it was in that moment that I was like, I can't be sad right now because there's a bunch of like 9 and 10-year-olds around that are like bawling. That was so hard. So right after it, like everything was like fine. It wasn't like my anxiety instantly set in after that moment. Looking back now, it was like a really good 2 years after. But I now experience some like moderate to severe anxiety about driving in the snow, specifically like when it's snowing. Yeah. In the winter, I'm constantly checking my weather app, and I will be able to tell you exactly how much snow we are expected to get at what time, on what day, within the next 14 days. Like I am glued to my weather app. If there is a storm coming, I will be like looking at the radar to see like where it is, how bad it is. And I will do anything to avoid driving. I'll ask to carpool. I'll drive to where I have to go for like super early to miss the weather. I'll find a reason to like stay at someone's house close to where I have to go, so I have less of a distance to travel. And sometimes that's not the case, and sometimes I can't avoid it and I do have to travel. And I find when I actually get in the car and start driving, I focus on my breathing. I put on the same radio station, and I'm fine. I'm not great, but I'm fine. I just make it through. I breathe and I get through the situation. So for me, it's almost like the anxiety before, like we kind of talked about that, like buildup. Mm-hmm. But I can't even imagine what suffering from like extreme, like truly debilitating anxiety feels like, because I know what it feels like to be in that like moderate place, and it's not fun. Now, how do I say this? I know that it's anxiety because I've had like 3 terrible panic attacks because of it. Like I remember opening my front door the one day. I had an exam the next day. It was blizzarding and my chest felt like it just went up into my throat. It got so tight. I had never experienced a panic attack before, and I was like, could not breathe, bawling. Like it was terrible. So that's how I know it's definitely like an anxious feeling. And not that anyone is to say that there's like a positive to anxiety, but what I do feel like is positive, and we've touched on this, is that people are talking about it now. So it's not abnormal or weird, or you're not crazy to feel this way, and people don't have to feel embarrassed to talk about it, which is why I think it's coming up in high school more, because it's being talked about more. These kids feel more comfortable coming forward and saying that they have anxiety and recognizing these feelings, and like potentially work to cope with their anxiety at an earlier age. So instead of being like in your 20s like you were, Mel, these kids are like 14 and 15 recognizing their anxiety and deal with it. Now, this is where my different perspective comes in. As much as this is a positive, I also feel like it's a little bit dangerous. And that's because now we're just throwing the word anxiety around just a little bit too loosely sometimes. Because it's so normal to talk about in regular, I feel like younger people are confusing anxiety with just being nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's very similar, but it's also very different. So I feel like now that it's being talked about more, it's also our job to like teach people, especially being teachers, whether we're at dance, in school, or whatever profession you're in, teach the difference between being nervous about something and that like butterflies in your stomach, like nervous feeling, as opposed to like actually having anxiety and being anxious about a situation. Because if we keep throwing the word anxiety around for these like little things that might just be like nervous, we're almost like diminishing the like the severity of actual anxiety. Does that make sense?
No,
You know what I mean?
100%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just like, I really see that in high schools, because it's like, no, you don't have test anxiety. You're just nervous about writing your test, which is totally valid. Test anxiety is you like your chest gets tight, that panic attack comes in, that like you can't write it, like, you know what I mean, where the world just comes crashing down. Nervousness is just sitting in your desk and you're like, oh boy, we don't know what's going to happen here, like here we go, which is totally normal. And it's recognizing that difference. And you absolutely could be experiencing anxiety, whether it's test anxiety, whatever. I'm not trying to discredit that feeling or tell you that you're wrong, but we also just have to be a little bit more aware of finding the difference between being nervous about something and being anxious about something. And I think that's our job as teachers, because even being in the dance studio, these kids tell us when they're feeling anxious all the time. I think we just have to be a little bit more open to like hearing what they're saying and explaining their feelings, and seeing if maybe we can, if it's not anxiety, tell them how it might just be nerves that they're feeling, or like where this is different than anxiety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think just educating like the students on what the difference is. Like, this is nervousness, this is anxiety.
Yeah.
There's a fine line, but there is a difference.
Absolutely. And I think just because anxiety is so talked about, which is amazing, these kids are like, oh, I don't feel 100% right, I have anxiety.
And also like I kind of said this before, but like I said, if you don't have anxiety, like for me personally, like what's driving you to do anything? If you're not feeling anxious about getting something done or working hard at something, what's driving you to do it? So why is anxiety such a bad thing all the time? I don't think it is. Like,
no,
I think it can be a good thing to motivate you to like, let's get going, like let's do this, as long as you're with not like, as long as you're not letting it overwhelm you and consume you. You don't have a disorder, you're a normal person. Like,
it's like teaching
that confused.
Totally, like teaching the flip side of the coin too, like okay, but this anxiety, like Mel, for you, like making lists and getting stuff done, like instead of using that as something that's going to keep you in bed because you have so many things to do, finding a way to flip that and make it the motivating factor to feel good when you can check that stuff off your list and finish what you need to finish in a day.
Absolutely. Yeah,
totally.
I do. You're right. I think people, now that we're learning about it so much, get it confused. And I feel like people also need to be taught, like, anxiety can sometimes be a very good thing for you.
Totally.
Like, you don't have that anxiousness to get off your ass and go and do something, then what are you doing? Like,
so, like, that's so true.
It's a great thing we're learning about it. It's a great thing we're talking about it. It's a great thing we're normalizing it. Now we need to start differentiating between debilitating anxiety that's just like your surface level, that's kind of there, but you need to have to be motivated to finish those tasks, or when it's not actually anxiety at all. You know what I mean? And finding those differences. And I think us being older and understanding those differences, it's our job to help as mentors to all these younger people that we're around, help them find that difference at an earlier age so they can do the same thing. The people that look up to them. Right? And I just want to finish by saying, I think whenever you're experiencing feelings of anxiety, or you think you could be feeling like you could be feeling anxious, the first thing you should do is talk to someone. I don't think you should keep it inside. Maybe the person you talk to is your mom or your dad. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe if you feel like you can't really trust anyone like that in your close circle, you take a step and you go to therapy. I know therapy kind of has a stigma around it, or it used to. Like, I think therapy is great. I think talking to someone is fantastic. I think having someone that knows nothing about your life and is just strictly an outside perspective is amazing. But I think the worst thing you can do is keep it inside. Because these feelings are stopping you from living your life. And like, let's be real, we're not here for a long time. So we gotta make all of our time here count and make it impactful, and anxiety is going to stop us from doing that. So we gotta cut that off, saying no to that debilitating feeling as much as we can. Yeah. And I guess the last thing is that like anxiety is normal. Anxiety is overwhelming. Anxiety is not something anyone wants to deal with, but it is here. It's not your fault. It's literally a chemical imbalance in your brain that you have no control over. But what you do have control over is restoring that balance in whatever way works best for you. And if talking to someone about your anxiety is that first step, I encourage you to take that first step. If using those coping mechanisms that we talked about today is that first step, I encourage you to take that first step. And you got to win that battle between your life and anxiety, not just once, but every day. Every day is a new battle, and you got to come out on top at the end of every day. And you got to do that in whatever way works best for you. And give a big suck it to anxiety.
Suck it.
Suck it.
Suck
Yeah.
it.
I just look at this.
That.
This is a coffee cup.
Eat a bag of dicks. And
Perfect. Today's topic.
And that's how we're going to end.
Exactly.
And that is exactly how we're going to end our feelings. Eat a bag of dicks, anxiety.
Mic drop.
That's the name of this episode.
That's actually my quote for later.
Shut up. Amazing. She just goes. That's it. So good.
I love it.
Wow.
Great.
Guys. Round of applause for those great feelings. Hopefully, listeners out there, we helped you, made you feel like you're not alone. Maybe you related to one of us. Maybe we totally missed the mark, you know? That's cool too. Send us a DM. Let us know how you're feeling. We love to hear it all. Yeah, I think it's just a great reminder that anxiety is something everyone deals with. You're not alone. You got this. And let's take it home with some quotes, you know?
Woo!
It's time. Quote of the moment. The best part. Well, not when we have a guest. When we have a guest, the best part is the game. So a strong second place today is quote of the moment. And, you know, we're just going to give you some quotes that relate to anxiety and kind of get us in our feels, you know? So I'll start us off. Mine is from Pinterest. Classic. But it's from actually www.miss-mental.com. And it says, things to remember. You don't have to be perfect. Having a bad day is okay. Small steps are also progress. Asking for help is strength. And people love and appreciate you. And I picked it just because it's a healthy reminder for all of us, whether you're suffering from anxiety or not. I think sometimes we feel in order to be productive and feel successful, we have to wake up. We have to have the perfect healthy breakfast. We have to get that boss workout in. We got to tackle the work day like we've never tackled it before. We have to be the best friend to the people we care about all the time. We got to be there for our family whenever they need it. And whatever else makes you feel like you owned your day. And you know what? 6 out of your 7 days of the week could easily be like that. No problem. You're a boss. You got this. But that 7th day, that one day might not exactly be perfect. But that doesn't mean that you are any less perfect or you made any less progress in your day. Waking up and getting out of bed is honestly the largest win in and of itself. Everyone's working towards their own goals and owning their own best lives at whatever pace they need and however they need to make that happen. You are always loved. You are always appreciated, even on bad days, and especially on those bad days. You friggin' got this. That's it. Mic drop.
Boom.
Boom. You got
Love
this.
it. Love it.
Coach Faith.
I should be a life coach. Low-key think I'd be really good, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I would need someone to be my life coach because my life is a mess, but I could absolutely handle everyone else.
I love it. I love it.
I'm going to be Melissa's personal secretary. I'm going to be a life coach and podcast, and that's all I need.
So many different hats.
So many different hats. Oh, I'll still teach dance too. Don't worry. I'll still be employed up here. No worries. With all this other stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think we just got to all remember that we got this. And that's that.
Love it. Great quote.
Okay, Mel, I don't know how you're going to top your last quote, but good luck.
Mine, I don't know who wrote it. And I
That's
just
okay.
like Jayden actually said it. She was talking about her anxiety. it's don't believe everything you think.
So good.
Yeah. I think that's so important, like especially with kids nowadays. Like sometimes they'll tell you like what they're feeling anxious about, especially when it comes to dance. Like, I'm not a good dancer, this person's better than me, I can't do this and this and this. And it's like, okay, your brain's telling you false information.
Let me tell you all the lies.
Yeah. So maybe just don't believe everything you think. I think that, yeah, we all have to remind ourselves that sometimes like we all go a little crazy.
Yeah.
And we just need to stop believing every single thought that comes into our head, because it's absolutely not true.
It is absolutely not true.
Love that.
Yeah, and I think that's a big one, just because as much as we do teach younger ones, it's usually like the teenagers that just have just so many things.
They have a lot going on.
And like sometimes they tell you things and you're just like,
Yeah.
what? Like, why? Like, it's in high school, there's just social media does not help, and like all this stuff. And I think to help with that, don't believe everything you think. Get rid of your toxic stuff on social media.
Let it go.
Follow like motivational accounts, follow like
Yep.
positive accounts. So the stuff you're seeing is going to help reinforce that positive thinking. So when those crazy thoughts come into your brain, it's easier for you to go, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moment of weakness, no.
Yeah. And you can control that. Like, you control who
Totally.
you follow. So follow some more
Absolutely.
positive things.
Totally.
Sure.
Mel coming in hot with 2 great quotes.
We love it.
2 great quotes.
Right?
I love it.
Amazing.
I want that coffee cup, honestly.
Yeah, where'd you get it?
I don't even know where. I feel like this is a gift from my sister. I feel like that's exactly who would buy me that.
It's amazing.
I'm not positive, but yeah.
That's amazing.
I kind of want it.
It's fantastic. And it's like so pretty.
It's beautiful. It's like one of those like, like one cups that you like photograph, like if
Yeah.
you're like, but then just the message is even more beautiful.
It's fantastic. I really want to name the episode that. Could you imagine?
Eat a bag of dicks featuring Melissa Colman.
Eat a bag of dicks with Melissa Colman. Sounds a little terrible now that we put the name in there. We'll think on it. Don't worry. We won't make you sound.
Think on it.
Amazing. Wait, I'm crying.
Stop. That's amazing.
I should make that my work coffee cup,
Yes. And if
I should print it out.
anyone's pissing you off, you just go like this. I don't have time. I don't have time.
Excuse me, I don't have time.
Excuse me. Stop.
Excuse me.
Read the cup. I don't got time.
I don't have time.
Oh my God. So good. All right, Jayden.
Amazing.
Last one. Take us home.
Okay. Here it is, guys. It's from Pinterest, and not gonna lie, it was 3 quotes that I meshed into one because it just all made sense. So it goes. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. You don't have to control your thoughts, just don't let them control you. And whenever you feel anxious, interrupt that anxiety with gratitude.
Boom.
These quotes I get, not this quote, because it's 3 in one.
Yeah, you threw them together.
They really resonated with me because, like I said, what a lot of anxiety is the fear of the unknown or overthinking situations that aren't true. And by addressing our imagination and bringing our thoughts back down to ground level, we're able to understand that we are okay, what we're feeling isn't real, and everything will be fine. And we're allowed to have these thoughts, but just don't let them consume us and trick us into thinking it's real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how this quote expresses how we should interrupt anxiety with gratitude, which I think is also a great way to deal with anxiety. So just tell yourself something you're grateful for. Tell yourself one thing that you did amazing that day. Read yourself one of your favorite affirmations and just start to grasp on to the moments of joy and happiness within that specific day, even if it was the worst day ever. I am a huge advocate that there's always something good to find within your day. Like Faith said, whether it's waking up that morning, just taking a breath, having a great breakfast, whatever it is, there's always something good to find within the bad. And Anxiety can be disruptive, it can be debilitating, and it can be overwhelming. But again, we are not our anxiety. So just remind yourself that time will pass. This feeling will pass with the time. And eventually you will feel like yourself again. So just breathe, bring yourself back down to ground level, and know that better days are on the horizon.
Absolutely.
Yes. I agree.
If anyone wants a really good affirmations account on Instagram, I follow one called Third Eye Thoughts.
Love it.
They post a daily affirmation every day.
Yes, and in order to not miss them, put on their post notifications.
Yep.
That's what I do, and then it pops up on my phone. I click it, it's my daily affirmation for the day.
I have like a journal that I do after yoga every morning, or the mornings I do yoga, and I write the daily affirmation down. Well, first I say it out loud to myself, and then I say it out loud again as I write it down. So I kind of get like a double dose. And it's very strange because all of the affirmations reflect how I'm feeling. Like if I need like a little bit more love for myself that day, or like a reminder that like I'm on the right track, and like even though some of my friends have like teaching jobs, like I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And all of the affirmations seem to just match exactly what I need in that day. And it's so strange because I don't say it out loud. So it's not like my phone's listening to me. It's the universe just going like, here you go. You need it.
Boom.
So
Just
it's a great affirmation account if anyone wants it. We'll link it below with all the rest of the stuff we talked about in the episode.
Amazing.
So good.
Well, wow, everybody.
What an episode.
What a great episode for in our Feels season, our first special guest of season 2. Thank you so much, Melissa, for coming on and chatting with us today. We had so much fun.
We love you.
We love you guys.
I love you so much.
So good. Mel,
Oh my gosh.
this is my favorite part.
What?
Tell all of our listeners where they can find you on social media.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah. Where can we find you?
Even if you want to drop your Facebook, lay it on them.
Stop.
Lay
My
it on 'em.
Instagram is at @memelc.
My favorite.
Everybody's confused by that at first. They're like, me milk. I'm like, me LC. Like,
That's
I
right.
thought it was genius when
Me
I said it.
Melcy.
I'm never changing it.
No, it's amazing.
Please don't.
No.
It's a trademark.
Yeah.
And if you want to see Melissa be a freaking sick content creator, follow at Pure Dance Academy. It's Pure Dance Academy, right?
Actually,
Is it Pure Academy or Pure Dance Academy? Which one's the Instagram?
look right now. Pure Academy. No, Pure Dance Academy.
Pure Dance Academy. The social media content coming out of that Instagram is just
Guys,
fire.
it's hard. I don't know what I'm doing.
She's killing it. She's
You know what you're
killing it.
doing? You're doing a great job. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on and chatting about this topic today with us. We had so much fun. It's literally been like 2 hours of us talking, and I'm not even bored. Like, I could do this all day.
It was amazing. It was so good.
It was so much fun. And yeah, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Get ready for next week's episode about another emotion. Get super pumped about it, and look at our social media to stay in the know of what's going on. And if you haven't followed us already, please follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk with Jaiden and Faith, Facebook Let's Talk About It Podcast, TikTok at Let's Talk About It Pod, and of course our YouTube channel, Let's Talk About It with Jaiden and Faith. Do all the things. Turn on the post notifications, subscribe, comment, like, give us a 5-star rating. Just send us all the love.
Leave a review. Tell us how much you like listening to us if you listen on Apple Podcasts. We love that. Thank you for all the 5-star ratings. We've got lots of those. But give us a review. Let us know, what do you want? What do you like? Maybe don't tell us what you hate in the review, but send us a DM. We'll maybe fix it.
And before you close whatever app you listen to us on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Simplecast, YouTube, whatever it may be, please take a moment, like Faith said, and give us a review and tell us how amazing this season is, because we're awesome. You're awesome. It's just an awesome party. So let's just do this thing. But anyways, rock on. We love you guys. Black Lives Matter. And wear your damn mask.
Wear your damn mask. Thanks, Mel. We love you.
Love you.
Love you.